Okay, I'm live. Hello. Who do I have today? Who is joining me? I see we got 2 or 3 people already. So who is with me? Say hello, introduce yourself, and also, can you hear me? Most importantly, can you hear me? Can you see me? It is the end of a long week. Still battling the coronavirus in South Korea. Please say hello. Please introduce yourself. And if you are new, oh, sorry, I'm making noise. If you're new, tell me where you're from. And as I said, please confirm you can hear me. I think everything's set up okay today. So as I said, it's the end of a long week. We've still got problems with the coronavirus here in Korea, but things are getting better, so I'm feeling positive. I hope everything's set up okay. If someone could confirm and say hello. I just want to check that the chat's working and everything. Okay, here we are. We've got someone new from Jordan. Lullaby Memo. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining me. You are my first person here from Jordan. Somewhere I would love to visit. So thanks for joining me. Okay, people are starting to join now. Hello, Hen. Nice to see you. Flavio from Brazil. Great to see you again. Nice to see all the familiar faces and the new faces. So please come and say hello and let me know if there's any problem. I think the video and audio is okay, I hope. We got Ni, and I think I recognize you from Vietnam. Is that right, Ni? And am I saying the name correctly? I think I probably asked you that last time. But I think you are from Vietnam. Just please confirm. I hope I'm right. Who else do we have? Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. I'd like to see... yes, Hen, I'm experimenting. And in fact, I think the next live will be very different. Today I'm experimenting with... I want to make it a little more topical. So we're going to talk about eating habits today. And we're going to learn lots of key vocabulary and chat using this new vocabulary. So I'm looking forward to lots of chatting. We've got, Ni, so you are from Vietnam. Thank you for confirming. Great to have you here again. And Quan, can I call you Quan? Hi Jack, what have you been up to, sir? I've been teaching and I've been cycling. For those of you who know Luke, who is a teacher in Korea, we went cycling together and enjoyed the spring weather. So cycling down by the river, wonderful. Hello Loy, nice to see you as well. I see you've changed your username to Loy now, so I can read it. Thank you for doing that, that's much easier. And yes, Hen, as I was telling you, I am going to be experimenting with the UI, which is the setup that everyone can see, and I will be adapting it, making it better and making these lessons more topical. So today our topic is eating habits, but as always, to everyone here, please ask me any questions you have. It doesn't matter what the topic is, what you want to ask about IELTS or anything. So Lullaby, okay, you're familiar with Luke as well. He's a super teacher. Yes, he's a wonderful teacher. He lives very close to me. So we chat a lot and we help each other. And yeah, he's a very great person to have around. So it's great. I think a lot of people here will know him, hopefully. So as I said, you can ask me any questions. You can ask me about grammar, IELTS, me, life in Korea, whatever you want to ask. And please introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. Here's Yaman from Turkey. So we are covering the globe today. We've got Turkey, Jordan, Korea, Vietnam, Brazil. Who else? China. Quan, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but where are you from, Quan? You look like you have a Vietnamese name. I hope that's correct. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Yaman. Great to see you as usual. And well, let me update you on my week. As I said, I've been doing some cycling. I've been staying at home quite a lot because it is dangerous nowadays with the coronavirus, but things have been improving. Helen says, I just have had dinner. I'm full. What did you have, Hen? What did you eat? I actually cooked today because I had a bit of free time. I cooked sausage lentil stew. Does anyone know sausage lentil stew? This is, I don't know what country food it is. Sausage, potato, carrot, lentils, brown lentils. I don't know if anyone knows the type of food I'm talking about, but it was wonderful. And Quan, you've nailed it there, Jack. I am Vietnamese. Okay, well, thanks very much for joining me. And I love the use of nailed it. I always use that expression, nailed it. I love it. So how about everyone else? Have you eaten dinner? I suppose we're from all parts of the world. So perhaps some of you, like Flavio, I suppose you're on breakfast. Lullaby, you're on lunch. Yaman, you're on lunch, I guess. And then Hen, you've just finished dinner. Hen had spicy dumpling. Spicy dumpling. Oh, great. That sounds wonderful. So that's, what do you call that? Mandu. Is that Korean mandu? I love Korean mandu. Lullaby. No, I do not know that dish. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know where it's from. Yeah, lentil stew. It's just lentil with lots of vegetables and meat. It's wonderful. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Yaman, actually. I think you're right. It's a mixed culture food from all different parts of the world. Oh, okay. So you have a similar one in Turkey. Manti. So that's, I suppose you use lentils as the base. Yeah, that's what I use. Flavio's on breakfast, and Hen's been making homemade dumplings, which are fantastic. I love homemade dumplings. Difficult, not something I'm going to cook, but wonderful to have. So this is a great conversation because this leads on to today's lesson. We are talking about eating habits. So today we're going to be talking about what we eat, how often we eat, the type of food we eat. So I want to hear things from all around the world, and we have 9 vocabulary that we're going to go through step by step today and use it in conversation. So hopefully that will be useful for you. Oh, Hen, you're familiar with that? I've never heard of it before. Flavio ate tapioca. I've heard of tapioca, but I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to take a look at that. Tapioca, I've definitely heard of that. Yaman, it's a controversial issue. I think you're going to have to explain that more. Why is that controversial? Are you talking about manti? Is the origin controversial? I'm going to have to search this. I'm going to Google after. Now, as you can probably guess, because I talk about food a lot, I am a foodie. A foodie. Can anyone tell me what a foodie is? I am truly a foodie. I have been for a very long time. What is a foodie? So I'll put that in the comments. That's our word that we're talking about right now. What is a foodie? And are you a foodie? A food lover. Well done. Nee got it. A food lover. Someone who absolutely loves food. I am definitely a foodie. I am obsessed with food. I eat too much. We got Park Kyun Lan. Thank you for joining us. She will know that I'm a foodie. Yes, right, Lullaby. You're right. Yeah, so someone who loves food. Yep. And Yaman doesn't necessarily mean that while you're eating, but you are right, it's someone who loves food. So Nia's a foodie, Yaman's a foodie. I think a lot of people are foodies. I had a conversation with Luke about this, actually, if you're interested. We did a podcast about this. And unbelievably, he wasn't a foodie. So we had a bit of a discussion about that, and he's not as keen about food as me. I love cooking, I love eating, I love experimenting. Is anyone else here a foodie, or is anyone not a foodie? Does anyone here not really like food that much? Now, Yaman mentions, do you know intermittent? I'm just going to change that. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting, Yaman? Can you enlighten us on intermittent fasting? Oh, hold on. I'm making some mistakes here. So what is intermittent fasting? This is something that Yaman has brought up. Very important today for eating topic. Aptem, thank you for joining us. Yeah, nice to see you. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you before. Can you tell us where you're from, Aptem? Flavio's a foodie. Great. We've got foodies from all around the world. And then Yaman explains intermittent fasting, which is something I'm interested to try. They eat just one meal in a day. Yeah, it actually, intermittent fasting is a very broad type of diet. There's Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Nice to see you. Great to have you with us. Heidi, we're talking about food today, my favorite topic. And at the moment, we're discussing the word foodie, and particularly, Yaman mentioned intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting means that you fast through most of the day. You don't eat. So to fast means to not eat. So I think a lot of people fast for 18 hours and then eat for 6 hours. Yaman, have you heard of this before? A kind of sort of 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. they don't eat. So I'll put that in there. Fast for 18 hours, which means don't eat. Oh, I can't type, sorry. 18 hours, and then don't eat 6 hours. Hen Park says, I'm a foodie, I like eating so much. Yeah, join the club. I think Koreans are mostly foodies. In my experience, there's a lot of foodies in Korea, which is wonderful. Yeah, Yaman, you're absolutely right. So how did it go, Yaman? You tried the 18 hours long, and how was it? Is it successful? Did you lose weight? I've never tried. I just love breakfast too much, and dinner. And Lullaby. Yeah, that's a great example, Lullaby. So Ramadan, is it 40 days? Do you fast for 40 days? I can't remember. Is it a month? I've known a few people that observe Ramadan. We have a lot of people in England who do Ramadan. They come from various parts of the world. So yes. 30 days. Okay, thanks, Yaman. No water. Wow. Is this for Ramadan, or is this just your experience? I'm surprised. That sounds very extreme. Okay, thanks, Lullaby, confirming there. 30 days. Flavio hasn't. Yeah, maybe we should give it a try, Flavio. I think I need to. I think I eat too much, so I should probably try some sort of intermittent fasting. So Aptem is from Russia. Thanks for joining us from Russia. Great. Okay, yeah, we spoke recently, didn't we? So thanks so much for joining, and thanks for talking about the podcast. I think you said some very kind words, so I really appreciate that. The podcast is not over, but I'm probably going to have to, as I mentioned to Aptem, I'm going to have to change into a different way of doing it, perhaps solo or getting some different guests. So the podcast will go on somehow. So, okay, thanks, Yaman. How do you know about this, Yaman? Is Ramadan common in Turkey? Do you have any friends who observe Ramadan? I'm sorry, I don't know much about Ramadan, actually. In fact, about that religion that observes Ramadan. So I don't know much about that. No drinking until the evening. Yes, I that's what I understand. Until the sun sets, you can't eat or drink. Oh, okay. You are Muslim. Okay, thanks for confirming. So, yeah, that's a big part of your life, Yaman. So let me ask you this then, Yaman. Is that the majority in Turkey? Are the majority of people Muslims? Or is Christianity the biggest religion? I don't want to talk about religion today so much, but I'm just too curious. Lullaby. Yes, very important month for sure. Yeah, let's give it a go, Flavio. Let's give it a go and update. I think I'm going to try before the summer. Spring is coming. I'm running next to the Han River. I'm cycling next to the river near my house. So I think doing a diet with some exercise would be a great combination. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. That's very interesting. I must come to Turkey. I'm very curious about that country. So that's our first word of the day, foodie. It seems that the majority of people here are foodies. No one said they're not. So I'm going to assume most people here are foodies, which is wonderful. We are on the same page. Sorry, we're on the same page. We are on the same page. That's a very useful idiom, meaning we are all thinking the same thing, or we all have the same belief, or all are the same in this situation. So that's a very common expression. We're on the same page. Okay, now the next word. We've started. We're chatting. We're going through the different words. So the first word was foodie, and I'm just about to start the next one, which is crave. So the next word is crave. Could anyone tell me what crave means? Let me know in the comments, what does crave mean? This is something that happens to me very often in the evening. That's my... I'll give you a clue sentence. I often crave spicy chicken on Saturday evenings. I'm going to put that in the comments, and please tell me what this means. I often crave spicy chicken in the evening. Okay. I often crave... So Flavio is right, and Hen is right, but I'd like to add a little more to that. Crave means to really want, to really desire. There's Diane. Thank you for joining us, Diane. Nice to see you. We're talking about food today, Diane. And we just all said that we are foodies. Ni, addicted to something? Yes, it's connected to addiction. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're addicted. So let me give you two examples. For me, I'm not addicted to spicy chicken, but I really, strongly want spicy chicken in the evening. Now, it doesn't mean I'm addicted to chicken, but addicted people who are addicted to things, crave those things. So for example, he's addicted to cigarettes, so he craves cigarettes. It's very connected. So, Ni, that's a very good point. Crave often goes with addiction, but it's not the same thing. Aptem, you're absolutely right. It means that you want to eat it a lot. Now, let me tell you a few of mine, and then I want your examples. So please tell me the kind of food you crave. Let's say the kind of food you crave on a Friday evening. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, man. I crave to read books. So I crave to do something. Very often we use it with nouns. So I'm going to ask you this question. What food do you crave on Friday evenings? So normally we just use a noun. What food do you crave? But you can say I crave to do something, which means I strongly want to do something. So Friday evenings. It's the end of school. It's the end of work. What do you crave? You know, I put on Netflix. I watch a nice movie. And I crave spicy chicken. Really spicy chicken. And I eat spicy chicken while I'm watching Netflix. So yeah, man. Meatballs. I love meatballs. Homemade meatballs. Where do you get meatballs, Yaman? Do you get homemade or do you buy them from the supermarket or do you get them from a restaurant? Nee craves pancakes. Oh, interesting. What kind of pancakes do you crave, Nee? Do you crave sweet or savory? Sweet or savory? Those are opposites. Sweet or savory? Hen craves Coke. Yeah. That's a common one. Coke. It's got all this caffeine, so we crave Coke. And then Heidi, I crave nothing to eat, only a glass of red wine. Ah, Heidi, we are the same. Friday evening, a nice glass of red wine. I do like a glass of red wine. 2 peas in a pod. Nee, sweet. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Okay. So Nee, please tell me what do you like to have as do you have kind of a topping or do you have a filling? What do you like to have on your pancakes? Yaman, my mum teach me. Oh, okay, homemade. Well done. Good man. Yaman, are you still planning to go to Australia? I haven't caught up with you for a while. Are you still planning to go to Australia? Let me know. I'm interested. Lolly, here she is. Hello from France. Sorry I'm late. No problem, Lolly. Great to have you. Always nice to have you here. Lolly, we're talking about eating habits today. And as you can see by the slightly different graphics around the screen, I am teaching you some vocabulary connected to the subject. And we're discussing them. So at the moment, we're talking about craving. Craving, which means to strongly want something, strongly desire something. So my question is still, what food do you crave on Friday evenings? Let me hear the food you crave on Friday evenings. For me, it's spicy chicken. We've got, Nee says, oh, honey, blueberries and strawberries. Okay, we've got a question here. At the front and in the front. Ah, yes, I remember speaking to you. Thanks for getting back. Okay, let me just go through the others and then I'll come back to that in a moment. So, yes, Lolly, eating topic, my favourite topic. And Yaman, okay, so you got, right, so you're the same as Korea. Okay, so get the military out the way and then go to Australia. So, GHGB, I don't know what to call you. I'll just say GH, let's call you GH. Now, at the front and in the front. It depends on the context. Now, I remember you asked me, I think it was on Instagram, and you said the front row. Now, in that case, so you're talking about the cinema. If you talk about a row, you must use the preposition in. So he's sitting in the front row. You would never say at the front row. Okay? In the front row. But if you talk about the front, as in the location of a room, you would say at the front. So, for example, if you're in a classroom and you have to do a presentation, you do the presentation at the front of the classroom because it's a specific point of the classroom, a specific location. So I did the presentation at the front. But in terms of sitting in a row, just that case, because of the word row, you must use the preposition in. Okay. So hopefully that kind of makes it a little clearer. So anyone else like to add? Lolly, what do you crave? What food do you crave? Do you strongly desire on a Friday evening? Let me know. Okay, we've got another question. Yaman, someone killed in a car crash, someone dead in a car crash. Okay, that's... I'm losing my voice already. We're only 23 minutes and I'm losing my voice. Firstly, the first one is perfect. Someone killed in a car crash. I mean, if you just say that sentence, it's someone was killed in a car crash, but it's possible to say someone killed in a car crash. That's perfect. Now, someone dead in a car crash is also fine. You can use the word dead or die. They died. So I would say the most natural ones that come to my mind, but it depends on the context, is someone died in a car crash or someone was killed in a car crash. But it very much depends on the context, where you're reading it. Is it in a title of it sounds like it might be in a news article or something like that. So I hope that answers that, Yaman. So we've covered foodie, we've covered crave. If you do have any other answers to what food you crave in the evening, let me know. And now we're going to move on to another word. Now this is a tricky one. Can anyone on here, I think this is a really hard word, vice. Can anyone on here tell me what vice means? And I'll just mention that the opposite of a vice, how can I show this? Let's just do like that, is virtue. So the vice and virtue, but we're focusing on vice. Now, Lolly, I really fancy savoury food like pizza. Oh, me too. Pizza. Yeah, that's my second choice. Chicken first, pizza second. Okay, so you're a savoury person. Great. And Diane is absolutely right. Diane, well done. A vice is a weakness of character. So I'm going to put this in the comments. A vice is a weakness of character or a bad habit. Okay. Hen, well done. Yeah, evil behavior. No, evil. I mean, it very often is. And maybe you'll know that from the computer game Vice City, where there's a lot of evil behavior. But it's a weakness of character or a bad habit. So it doesn't have to be too serious. You know, my vice when it comes to food, we're talking about food today, my vice is too many carbs. Too many carbs. Carbs are carbohydrates, which are bad for us. It comes from sugar, rice, pasta, potato. We shouldn't eat too many carbs. But I love carbs. So my vice is I eat too many carbs. This is my bad habit. So yes, Hen, absolutely. 7 vices. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but things like greed, jealousy perhaps. These are weaknesses of character. They are evil in that case, but they don't necessarily have to be. So I eat too many carbs. That's not evil. That's just a bad habit. Yeah, man, you're a carb man like me. Thank you very much, Neil Webster, who's my father. That's my father dropping by. Neil Webster. My surname's Jack Webster. My surname's Webster, if you don't know. So yeah, our brains need carbs. I certainly feel like that. At the end of a long day, my brain needs lots of carbs. But it's my vice. I eat too many. Okay, lullaby. Yeah, vice is a tricky word. Not many people use it, but it's a very useful one when we're talking about eating habits, which is today's topic. Lolly, my vice is I eat a lot of smoked salmon. Oh, that sounds good to me. Is that bad? I suppose if you eat so much smoked salmon, it would be bad for you, right? It would have I can't remember, but there is something, you shouldn't eat too much fish. Yes, Heidi, try to avoid them if you can. But you know, Heidi, glass of red wine, carbs go so well with a glass of red wine. There's so much, delicious food we can have. And it's all, yeah, so here you go. The carbs are coming in thick and fast. We've got pasta, chocolate, salty food. Salty food. Yeah, that's a good one. You should be careful with how much salty food you eat. And then just eating too much. Yeah, that is a common one. Probably, I'm probably the same as you, actually. We're in the same boat. Oh, there's another good one. I'm giving you some great idioms today. We're in the same boat. And yeah, salty food, common one. Now, Yaman mentions the ketogenic diet. Now, Yaman, can you explain that? The ketogenic diet. So this is a special type of diet which is very low carbs, and it's very difficult to do, actually. I have tried, and I tried the ketogenic diet, and I suffered from dizziness. It was horrible. So, MCC outline some kid Crob. What can I call you? A lovely long name. I'm going to call you MC, if you don't mind. And you're my first Thailand student. Well, thanks for joining us. Great to have you, MC. I think I missed a question, actually. I'm sorry. I just remembered when I was reading your name. There's so many. GH. Yeah, sorry, GH. So, are at the back and in the back carry the same thing? Yes, absolutely, GH. If you're still with us, I'm sorry for missing your question. She's standing at the back of the room. She's sitting in the back row. In the back row. So it's exactly the same rule as I mentioned before. Sorry for missing that, GH. Hopefully that answers that. Wonderful day today, by the way. We've got lots of people here, which is fantastic. Aptem, my vice is permanently... Oh, you're the same as me. Vice is permanently craved to drink coffee. Oh, I love coffee. How many coffees do you have a day, Aptem? I've got it down. I've got it down to 2. I used to have like 4 or 5, but I'm down to 2 a day now. So how many do you have? What have I missed? Sunflower in Turkey. Oh, we do eat sunflower. What? So what's this? Was sunflower seeds? Or just the sunflower? What do you mean? Sunflower oil? Yeah, no carbs. Almost no carbs. And yeah, I felt like that. Yeah, man. I heard you got to be really careful on that diet, the ketogenic diet. And Lolly, when I eat salty food, I'm thirsty, so I drink beer. Yeah, that's the problem, right? So you have salty food, so you drink beer, but then you drink beer, so you want to eat more salty food. It's just spiraling out of control. That's the problem. But I think, again, I'm in the same boat. For me, it's probably the chicken and wine. Yeah, man, I drink... I drink an Americano normally just because I'm in Korea. But, I do like an espresso. And I think I had a Turkish coffee. I have a coffee maker which is like a silver-coloured... and it's almost like an espresso, and I think it's Turkish. I have it in my house, actually. Lolly, all under control. I'm glad to hear it. It can spiral out of control, but I'm glad to hear you've got it under control. So that's our next word, vice. I hope you all understand vice now. I think that's a new word for most of you. And aptem is knocking back 4 or 5 cups of coffee every day. Yeah, you're gonna have to cut down. That's our next word, cut down. So I'm gonna put that down now. Cut down, and let's put and cut out. I want you to try and think, what's the difference between these 2 phrasal verbs, cut down and cut out? Rekha, how to replace sugar craving? I don't know. How do we do it? Sugar craving. It's so difficult to resist. For me, I don't know. I'm not too bad with cravings. So, but it's very difficult. Yes, yeah, man. Yes, I've had it. I've made that at home. I have the Turkish equipment, I think. So, Lolly, straight in there. Cut down, reduce. Absolutely right. Cut down means reduce. Let me put that down. Equals reduce. So how about cut out? Heidi, to reduce something is cut down. Well done. Layla, you're late, but I'm happy to see you. Great to see you as always. Diane, you're right. Cut down, but cut out, what does it mean? Cut down. Lolly's in there again. She's on fire. Lolly's on fire. Cut out means... cut out. I always say cut out means remove because I think that's easy to remember. You're right, it's eliminate, but you can say cut down, remove, cut out, reduce. You can remember with the two R's. So they're connected. GH, cut down, reduce the amount. Yep, you're absolutely right. Everyone, spot on. Bang on. So, cut out, cut down. Let's talk about it. For me, I am cutting down, nowadays, I'm cutting down sugar. Okay? I'm cutting out Coke, Coca-Cola. So, please tell me in the comments, what are you cutting out? What are you cutting down? I'm cutting down sugar because I eat too much sugar. That's also a vice, I guess. I have terrible eating habits. And cutting out Coke specifically. I'm not eating Coke. I'm not drinking Coke, sorry, at all. Because that very quickly increases my sugar. Too easily. Too easy to have sugar when you drink Coke. So in the comments, please tell me what you're cutting down and what you're cutting out in your diet nowadays. So Yaman is cutting out beer. Wow. That must be challenging, to say the least. Layla is cutting out oil. So what does this mean, Layla? How do you cook without oil? Is that because I suppose you must use oil for cooking? I use so much olive oil. Diane is cutting down sugar. And as you mentioned, you can say cut down on something. Not necessary, but you can use the preposition on. You can say I'm cutting down my sugar intake. So cutting down on sugar. What are you cutting out? Are you cutting out anything, Diane? Are there any bad habits, bad foods that you're cutting out? Loy, I'm cutting out spicy food. Oh, I can't do that. Actually, recently I had a bit of a stomach problem. It was sore and I couldn't resist spicy food and I regretted it after, but I love spicy food too much. Heidi's cutting out ready meals. Ah, good. Yeah, that's a very good thing to do. They're so convenient, but they're full of rubbish. Absolutely full of rubbish. Sugar and other additives. So additives, I'll put that in the additives. It's in the comment. Additives are the kind of preservatives that they put in, or colours or things like that. Hen, you're cutting down nothing. It's time. Spring is coming. It's getting warmer. We're going to have to start wearing t-shirts again, so it's time to cut down on sugar, cut out different things. So Yaman is cutting out some junk food. Well done. That's a very good thing to do. Lolly cutting down coffee, cutting out fruit juice. Well done. This is all great. These are some great habits from everyone. So we're talking about eating habits today. Of course, cutting out and cutting down normally is a good habit. Unless you're cutting down vegetables or cutting out vegetables, please don't cut out vegetables. I'm trying to increase the number of vegetables I eat nowadays. I eat a lot of broccoli, kale. Does anyone here have kale shakes? Oops. Kale shakes. This is my new thing. I have kale, mango, lemon smoothies. I should say kale smoothies, actually. I'm a big fan of kale smoothies. Does anyone else here have kale smoothies? They're really making me feel better. We got a quote from Ricky Gervais, one of my favourite people. I love him. I don't stop eating and cutting. I don't stop eating and drinking because there's no point. Yeah, he's a big foodie and he just likes life. He's very inspirational, but certainly not good in terms of weight loss, although he did lose a lot of weight. Let's see. The comments are coming quickly. Diane, oh, okay, you're with me. Kale smoothies, I love them. What do you put in your kale smoothie, Diane? Give me your kale smoothie recipe. Mine is kale, lemon juice, and mango, and that's it. And water. Layla, well done. I will cut out fast food. You're absolutely right. That's a good sentence and a good use of the phrasal verb cut out. GH, thank you for answering my questions. You're the best for me. You're welcome. Thank you for your question. I'm always happy. To everyone on here, if you have a question, feel free to ask on Instagram or here, and I will bring it up in the live lesson and answer it for you. I'll try my best. Yeah, man, I do like green lentils. I've never tried them. I have brown lentils. I eat a lot of brown lentils, but I've never tried green. Are they different? Are they sort of more chewy or softer? Or I can't imagine. So, cut down, cut out. Lots of people talking about vegetables. Obviously, that's a good topic to bring up. Veggies. Cabbage. Yeah, there's quite a lot of cabbage in Korea. You're right. The cabbage goes in the soups, the stews, and things like that. And sometimes we use them to wrap, or we dip them. We dip cabbage into a sauce and just eat it. As Diane and Hen will know. Lolly, all vegetables okay for me except cucumber. Wow. So you don't have tuna cucumber sandwiches? They are wonderful. Tuna cucumber sandwiches, sliced cucumber is really, really nice. Ah, yes, yeah, man. Kimchi. That's cabbage, isn't it? I always think that's lettuce, but it's called Napa cabbage, I think. Yeah, Napa cabbage. So, yes, it is. Kimchi. Big part of the Korean diet. I eat a lot of kimchi. So, Diane gives me her smoothie recipe. I love kale, strawberries, and blueberry smoothie. Okay, I'll give that a go. I got lots of strawberries in, so I'll give that a go this week. I have lots of kale in as well. Layla, I'm not a foodie at all. Your sentence is correct, but I'm very sorry to hear that because I'm a huge foodie and I talk about food so much. Is it true, Layla? Is that just an example sentence, or are you really not a foodie? Cucumber doesn't like me as well. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Some vegetables don't like us. Some people don't like Brussels sprouts. I'm a huge fan of Brussels sprouts. I don't know if anyone knows that, actually. Brussels sprouts. Does anyone know Brussels sprouts? Does anyone know what these are? These are a very popular vegetable in England, but people love them or hate them, generally. We've got Heidi loves the salads and the vegetable soups. Great. We've got lots of people eating very healthily. I'm very happy to hear it. So all my students are staying healthy. Good to know. Layla, okay, I'm glad to hear it. You are a foodie, so I think everyone on here is a foodie, which is wonderful. Okay, yes, yeah, man, yeah, you're right. Small ones. And Lolly loves the Brussels sprouts. Do you eat them in France? Brussels sprouts. And do you call them Brussels sprouts? I'm not sure. Lullaby. Yeah, take a look at Brussels sprouts. Google them. It's like a very mini cabbage. I mean, we're talking 3 or 4 centimeters, and it's a circle. It looks like a little mini cabbage, and they taste like a sort of mini cabbage, a little bit stronger taste than a cabbage. And Diane, yeah, you explain them well. Teeny tiny cutie Brussels sprouts. Yeah, couldn't explain it better myself. Chicory. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google that. I didn't realise. So that's chicory. I love Brussels sprouts. Okay, well, I tell you what. Let's move on now. The next thing I want to talk about is the vegetarian diet. So vegetarian, but also the vegan. Can anyone tell me the difference between, or firstly, the definition of vegetarian diet and the vegan diet? So what's the key difference? Okay, vice in a sentence. Yeah. We normally say my vice is something. So, for example, my vice is spicy chicken. Or you could say I have many vices. And you can add to that by saying such as. So vice is used like that. It's a noun, so you have a vice, or you say my vice is something. Lolly, you're absolutely right. So just to elaborate on that a little, so vegetarians obviously don't eat meat. Vegetarians don't eat meat, but vegan go one step further and they don't consume any animal products. So yeah, Yaman, you're right, animal food. So that includes anything like milk from cows, eggs from chickens, of course, or from whatever they're from. But also the products as well, you know, things like using the wool of sheep and the fur of various animals. So, Rekha, you're right, it's plant-based. Absolutely right, plant-based. So that not only means, you know, vegetables, but also grains. Grains such as, well, of course, the things like wheat and barley and things like that. Those are fine. And of course, you can have nuts and seeds, fruit. So that's a vegan diet. It's challenging, I think. Is anyone here a vegan or vegetarian? Diane, I seem to remember you are a vegetarian or vegan. Diane. So is anyone here vegetarian or vegan? Let me know. I have never done it, but I do try to get more and more vegetables into my diet. I really try to do that. More so nowadays. Yeah. So Yaman sums it up perfectly. It's very hard to get into the whole eating plants thing. Yeah, it's... I like eating plants, but for me it's hard to stop eating meat because I love meat. Diane, yes, I remember talking to you, Diane, because we talked about like the difficulty of being a vegetarian in Korea, in Seoul, particularly in Korea. I think it would be really challenging. You'd have to cook at home a lot. It's just not many vegetarian meals really. Meat is in everything to some extent. And they even flavor food with things like beef stock and things like that. So, Diane, I'm sorry. It must be challenging. Heidi, oh blimey, I confused Brussels sprouts with Brussels lace. Oh, okay, I've never heard of that. Brussels lace, I'm not sure. Thanks for letting me know, because I don't know that. But Brussels sprouts, yeah, I thought that was unfamiliar. Lolly, we need vitamin B. Yeah, veganism. Oh, okay, so I didn't realise veganism lacks vitamin B. I wonder how they try to get that. Do they use supplements? That's an important one today. Supplements are tablets you take to supplement your vitamins and minerals. So I take zinc, a zinc supplement. Yeah, Diane, I'm sorry about that. It's so hard. It must be because there's just nowhere to eat. You'd have to go to places like what's it called, the sandwich place, which has a lot of vegetables. Subway. So supplements, I take zinc and I sometimes take vitamin D. Let me tell you that then. My supplements are zinc, vitamin D, and sometimes Vit C. Does anyone else here take supplements, vitamins, minerals, things like that? Those are mine. Zinc, vitamin D, and sometimes vitamin C. I take C when I'm just feeling a bit low, a bit down, maybe a bit of a cold coming. Flavio, yeah, you agree? Yeah, it's hard. It must be so hard. How about in Brazil? Is it hard to be vegetarian or vegan in Brazil? I'm not really familiar with Brazilian food, to be honest. That's something I'd love to explore, Brazilian food. Maybe I'll try and cook some. Lolly, I eat meat once a week. I'm not going vegetarian. Well, you're doing very well. You eat meat once a week. That's not very often. I eat meat every day. Absolutely every day in some form. I like to try and get protein. So Diane takes iron supplements. Good. Yeah, that's a good one. Hen takes vitamin C and omega-3. Very good. Yeah, omega-3 is another one. There's so many we can take. Yeah, Lolly, I think it's important to cut down meat, not only for our health, we shouldn't eat too much, but also for the environment. It is something I'm becoming more aware of, that although I won't cut out meat, I think I will cut down meat slightly and try to eat more, grains and things like that. Lentils as well. I like lentils. Layla, I'm not such a carnivore person. Did I use carnivore person? Correct. We wouldn't say I'm a carnivore person. To be honest, with the word carnivore, you're either a carnivore or you're not. So we don't say I'm a carnivore person. So you just say I'm not a carnivore. You could say I'm not such a meat person. That would be natural to say I'm not such a meat person. I'm not really into meat. GH, is there a difference between I will meet you there, I will meet you in there? Yes. Basically, I will meet you there is used when you're meeting it at a location like a bus stop or like a specific location, because you eliminate the word at. So we say I'll meet you there, meaning that specific place. But in there is fine. You don't have to eliminate in, because it specifically means inside somewhere. So I'll meet you in there. I'll meet you in the pub. I'll meet you in there. So yeah, good question. Thank you. If I missed anyone's questions, please ask again. I'm sorry if I do. Bonja, if you really like meat, try to take omega-3, Jack. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Can you tell me why? That's a great tip. I don't take omega-3, so please tell me why. And thank you for joining us, Bonja. You are South Korean, I assume, using those Korean characters. Flavio, okay, not difficult to be vegetarian. Yeah, I wondered. I really wondered. It's I don't know the Brazilian food. You know what? I'll Google it after this because I'm curious now. Yeah, man, I'm not bear. Why are you saying I'm not bear? Have I missed something? Is that because of meat? Layla, I'm not such a meat person. Yeah, I'm not a carnivore. So that's actually my next word, carnivore. What is a carnivore? Now, carnivore is becoming a bit of a trendy diet. I would never do this, but there are people in the world, a lot, who are doing the carnivore diet. Can anyone tell me the carnivore diet? What is it? It sounds, meat eater. So actually the carnivore diet, just eat meat. So you'll hear people talk about the carnivore diet. Lolly, obviously in nature, the carnivore eats fresh meat. When it comes to the carnivore diet, I assume any kind of meat would be okay. So, for example, dried, aged meat, like the wonderful... What do you have in France, Lolly? Is it saucisson? Is that dried sausage? But I assume that kind of dried meat is also okay on the on that diet. So carnivore diet, only eat meat, don't eat vegetables, don't eat fruit, don't eat any carbs. It's a really extreme diet. I will never do it. Bonja, usually meat may cause hyperlipidemia. Well, I'm gonna have to look at this word afterwards. Hyperlipidemia. lipidemia, would it be? Lipidemia? I've never heard that before. I'm going to have to take a look at that later. I'm familiar with the word hyper and lipid, so I can make some guess about the meaning. But thank you for the tip. Bongja, you are very knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than me. Perhaps I'm going to have to start taking some omega-3. Okay. Oh, thank you. So you're elaborating. Fat in the vessel. Thank you very much. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. It might be an issue. Okay. Saucisson, yes, but I'm not a fan. Oh, I'm a huge fan of that lolly. Actually, I love that kind of food. Dried meats, European dried meats. Lullaby, it is not healthy to eat just one type of food. I totally agree, Lullaby. I totally agree. These people that do the one food diet, it just can't be right. It's all about balance. It's all about balance, I think. Yeah, Hen, that sounds about right. And high levels of lipids in the blood. So lipids are fats, aren't they? Yes, well done. Wow, you're all much better than me. I'm gonna have to check this word out. I've never heard hyperlipidemia. I'm gonna have to check that later. Now, let me give you the last word of today's lesson. Pescatarian. So just be careful with your pronunciation. Pescatarian. The sk is a schwa. Pescatarian. Could anyone tell me what a pescatarian is? What is a pescatarian? I am not a pescatarian. I won't be a pescatarian, but it seems a fairly balanced diet to me. Can anyone tell me what a pescatarian is? I'll give you a clue. Oh yeah, Heidi's straight in. Oh, well, it's all coming in now. Well done. Fish, yeah, seafood. So basically, pescatarian is the vegetarian diet, but including seafood. So it's kind of just having a slightly more relaxed vegetarian diet, I suppose. I don't know the reason for doing that diet. I suppose some people struggle with meat, like beef, chicken, pork. But yeah, pescatarian diet. Anyone else? Anyone here pescatarian? I've never met a pescatarian, and I don't intend to be a pescatarian, but I do like fish. Layla, you're right, if eating fish, but as far as I understand, the pescatarian diet is the vegetarian plus seafood. So you would be allowed to eat things like rice and pasta and vegetables and fruit. So a few things are included in the pescatarian diet. Ah, Heidi, you were a pescatarian. Just to let you know, Heidi, I was a pescatarian at the age of 16 to 17, or from the age of 16 to 17. Both of those are fine. And pescatarians are not vegetarians. Yeah, they're not vegetarians, but I believe it would include the same food in the vegetarian diet plus the fish. Is that what? I think that's right. Please tell me, please confirm that. But as far as I understand, pescatarians can eat vegetables, can eat fruit, and even things like rice and pasta, but of course not meat. But if you could, yeah, that's my understanding of the pescatarian diet. Not something I'd like to do. Yes, right. So pescatarians are not vegetarians, but it's kind of included in the diet. Okay, my voice is going, so I'm going to wrap it up because it's been a wonderful chat. I'll just quickly answer Layla's. I'm too slow at eating. Do you think it's a bad habit? I think slower eating is not a bad habit because, so it's not a vice, but I think fast eating is a vice. For me, sometimes I eat too fast and it causes problems like acid reflux. The acid comes up. So, no, Layla, I think you're okay. And thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you all coming. If you could like this video, I really appreciate it when you like my videos. It helps me grow. And I'm going to make this more regular. You know, we had a break over Christmas and New Year, but I'm going to come back for these live lessons more regularly. I'm going to update my UI, which is the graphics you see around me. I'm going to make it all prettier. And I'm going to start teaching you more. We're going to have themed lessons. If you have any requests, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Lullaby asked me, how often do you make live lessons? Well, I used to do them sporadically, which means I didn't have a schedule. But I'm going to do them at least once every 2 weeks. I'll do them once every 2 weeks and aim to sometimes do more. So as I said, please like the lesson. Please press the like button. I really appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. All the usual people that I see, which I love to catch up with you guys and girls, and a lot of new faces today from all around the world. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'll make the announcement soon for the next one, and I will let you know the next topic so you can start practicing and thinking. Thank you, Lolly. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, App10, for joining me today, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a wonderful evening, day, afternoon, morning, whatever it is, and see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.